In this video, I will show you how I made this cute little vest using my lace carriage. For this vest, I used one of the simplest punch card there is, just every other needle and alternating with every row. So I'm going to use this for the lace design. I usually use this punch card for doing tucks. Normally, a lace punch card for brother would look more like this. We would normally have one empty row without any holes punched to account for the 2 rows that the lace carriage goes across. Found that I could account for that empty row by placing my punch card reader to the elongated triangle, which will make my punch card reader to repeat every row twice. I don't know if this is the correct way to do it. I have not seen it anywhere else. It's just something that I discovered myself. You can choose to use this if you would like, or you could just have your normal lace carriage punch cards. I'm using the extension rails. My knitting carriage is on the right side and the lace carriage is on the left side. I already completed one repeat of the design and I will begin another one. The lace carriage knob is in normal position, so just placed on letter N. We'll move the lace carriage across from left to right and we will have selected every other needle as per my chart. When moving the carriage back to the left side, the stitches will be transferred. Now I'm going to grab my knitting carriage and we'll knit 2 rows. I will repeat that, transfer stitches using the lace carriage, and I will knit 2 more rows. In total, we knitted 4 rows. Next step is to move the little knob on the lace carriage from N to F. That changes the setting on the lace carriage and the design will look different. I think it stands for normal and fine, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll move the lace carriage across and you can see how different this looks from the previous transfer. The needle is not empty this time. I will repeat this 5 times or until I knitted 10 rows. Then move the knob back to N and do 2 more repeats or knit 4 more rows. To complete this repeat, I'm going to knit 8 more rows, just plain knitting, and then start transferring again. And this is 1 repeat completed. You can see here that if I were to have to do a repeat across the entire garment without needing to do anything else, I could just move both carriage at the same time. So now I have knitted 96 rows, repeating the same design I showed you before, and I'm ready to start shaping the armhole. First, I will cast off 11 stitches both sides. On the left side, I did that 1 row before, so on row 95, so I don't need to cut my yarn now and do it on the other side, so this way we don't have more ends to tie in at the end. I will continue my decreases and I will decrease 1 stitch every 4 rows 6 times. I would usually decrease using a 3-prong tool, but because I'm using the lace carriage, I will use a 1-prong tool instead to decrease. I usually set my row counter to 0 when I start shaping the armhole. I find that it's easier to keep track this way, so I will finish with the decreases for the armhole on row 24, and I will continue straight until row 34, where I will begin shaping the neckline. At this point, I realized that I cannot actually do partial knitting as I would normally do to shape the neckline when also using the lace carriage, so I had to approach the neckline a little different. So I'll begin casting off the center of the neckline, 30 stitches in total. I should have actually started from right side to the left side so I don't need to break my yarn and reattach, but these are all little details that we learn as we do new things, and I will remember this for next time. I could have just continued with plain knitting from here, but I really wanted the design to go all the way up on the front panel of my garment. Once I finish casting off the center, I will put the right side on waste yarn and I will completely remove the entire right side and then start decreasing on the left side. As I mentioned before, I will set my row counter to 0 again. In total, I have to knit 50 rows for the neckline and decrease 15 stitches each side. As I always like to do, I will decrease some every 1 row, some every 2 rows, and some every 4 rows, and then I will knit the rest straight. I now finish the left side and I will cast off. All I've got left to do now is to hang back the right side, remove the waste yarn and shape it just like I did on the left side. Here is my vest after I've linked the sides together. You can choose to add rib trims to your garment if you like. I will do a crochet scallop trim instead. I just want to try something different. First, I will do one row of single crochet around the edges, and then I will do the little scallop. I will do 5 double crochet every 5 stitches. So do the 5 double crochet in one stitch, skip 2, do a slip stitch in the third, and then skip 2 and repeat that across. Here is the finished vest. I also did a little scallop hem as well because I realized that the narrow rib was curling up. The yarn I use for the vest is a dead stock yarn, and it is a cotton cashmere blend from Todd & Duncan. The vest has been also washed here. I just put it in the washing machine on a cold, quick wash. I really like the detail I achieved with the lace carriage. I think it's really cute, and I really hope that you've learned something new today, but please let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.